I want to tell you something. In Germany, there are over 3,200 different kinds of bread. 3,200. And in America, the most widely eaten bread for most of the 20th century was a pre-sliced, plastic-wrapped white loaf that, and I say this with complete love, had the structural integrity of a damp napkin. I am not judging. I am a little judging. Hello, willkommen. Welcome back to German American Life and Vibes, where we celebrate the surprising, delicious, and occasionally confusing friendship between Germany and America. Today, bread. Not as a metaphor or side dish. Bread, the most important food in German culture. The topic Germans will unpromptedly explain to you at any party with the passion some reserve for football. And yes, it ties directly to America. Today, 3 stories. What bread means in Germany, how it crossed the Atlantic, and the 2020 moment when Americans accidentally rediscovered what Germans never forgot. Stay with me. It gets a little philosophical and quite funny. Let us begin. Let me give you a number, 3,200. That's how many officially documented bread varieties exist in Germany. Different shapes, flours, fermentation methods, and regional histories. 3,200 distinct loaves, each with a name, a hometown, and a firm opinion about the others. For context, France, the world's bread capital, has a few hundred. The entire US has considerably fewer. Germany doesn't just bake bread. Germany has Brotkultur, a recognized, studied, celebrated cultural phenomenon. In 2014, UNESCO, the same group that protects the pyramids and the Amazon, added German bread culture to its intangible cultural heritage list. That's not a joke. The UN declared German bread a treasure to be preserved. Germany's response? Immediately build a bread museum. The Deutsches Brotinstitut is a real institution with scientists who have dedicated their lives to the academic study of bread. Not baking it, studying it. This is the most German thing I've ever heard. And I am German, so that's the highest compliment. Here's what makes German bread scientifically different. It's the rye, the sourdough, and the thyme. German dark breads require up to 24 hours of fermentation. Pumpernickel bakes at low temperatures for up to 24 hours for one loaf. Americans invented a machine to bake bread in under an hour and called it progress. Germany politely declined and kept doing it the slow way. And science backs Germany up. Long fermentation, high rye, living cultures. German bread is more nutritious, digestible, complex, and longer lasting than fast industrial white bread. Germany wasn't being stubborn. Germany was being right, which, honestly, is a recurring theme on this channel. The year is 2020. The world stops. And across America, something unexpected happens. People start making sourdough. They name their starters. They post crumb photos. They toss around words like hydration and autolyse at dinner with the seriousness of people who've discovered ancient wisdom. Sourdough has become, with genuine delight, a personality trait. Now let's zoom out. Sourdough has been around for 5,000 years. Egyptians made it, Romans made it, Germans never stopped. In Germany, there is no sourdough trend, no revival, no naming the starter. There is just bread. Your grandmother makes it. Her grandmother made it. It sits in a ceramic crock, fed flour and water on schedule, because that's simply what you do. German bakers watched the 2020 sourdough surge with very quiet satisfaction. Not exactly I told you so. Germans are too dignified for that, but also a little I told you so. Here's the beautiful part though. Beneath the starter names and Instagram posts, something real was happening. People lost routine and ritual. They reached for the physical satisfaction of making something unhurried, attentive, and older than themselves. They reached for a living culture in a jar, a process that can't be automated. A bread that tastes like someone made it. Germany understood this intuitively. It never needed a pandemic to remember it. The starter never stopped. The bakery never closed. The grandmother never paused. But it's genuinely wonderful that America found its way back, even if it took a global crisis and a remarkable number of flour-dusted posts to get there. When German immigrants came to America in the 1800s, millions of them, the largest immigrant group in U.S. history, they brought their bread, their rye, their sourdough starters, their pumpernickel and Roggenbrot. They built bakeries across Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Texas. In German-American neighborhoods, you could walk into a bakery and taste exactly like home. For decades, it flourished. Then, industrialization hit. In 1921, Wonder Bread launched pre-sliced, shelf-stable white bread. Fast, cheap, identical every time. America loved it. Long fermentation, heavy rye, complex sourness. Those things require time, skill, and living cultures. Industrial bread needs none of that. It's engineered for shelf life and uniformity for a country in a hurry. By the mid-20th century, dense German heritage breads retreated to ethnic neighborhoods and specialty shops. The mainstream moved on, and with it, something quieter. I find that quietly sad. Not catastrophic, just the kind of sadness when something real gets slowly replaced by something convenient. But the story turns. It didn't stay lost. The artisan bread movement that grew in the 1980s wasn't inventing something new. It was remembering something old. Today, American cities host small bakeries baking long-fermented whole-grain rye. American bakers travel to Germany to apprentice. Online communities, because of course, they love online communities, argue passionately about hydration ratios. Honestly, it's adorable. And it's the return of something that was always waiting under the surface. The German bakers who came in the 1800s left something in this country's soil. A tradition, a flavor, a patient way of making bread that didn't care how fast the century moved. It took 100 years. It took a pandemic. But America is finding it again. That's the German-American story, really. Things get buried under progress and convenience, but they don't disappear. They wait. And eventually someone pulls out a ceramic crock, adds flour and water, and asks, what if I did this the slow way? 1,000 years of German baking answers, welcome back. 3,200 varieties, a UNESCO heritage listing, a bread museum staffed by actual scientists that I remain completely serious about, a pandemic moment that accidentally reconnected millions with something ancient, and a thread to German immigrant bakers that never truly broke, just went quiet. Bread isn't just food in Germany. It's ritual, memory, what you bring when someone moves in. It sits at the center of every German table, morning and night, without ceremony because it needs none. It is simply there, and it is enough. Next time you eat a piece of really good sourdough rye, and I hope you do soon, think about its journey. From a German farmhouse kitchen, across an ocean, through a century of forgetting, and back to your table. It was worth the wait. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Like this video if it made you want to bake, or at least eat something very good. Leave me a comment. What's your relationship with German bread? First encounter? Longtime devotee? Did you name a sourdough starter in 2020? And is it still alive? I want to know. Guten Appetit. Tschüss.